It's time for Down on the Corner with Dale Hoffman, North Arkansas's premier news talk program. Brought to you by Brewed Awakening Coffee, with 3 locations to serve you. Baxter Regional Medical Center lobby, Highway 62 412 at Balmer Boulevard, and the Walmart East Plaza. And now, Down on the Corner.
Are we on? It's Monday. Woo! Know what happens when you throw a breaker 15 seconds before time to go on?
You're 15 seconds
Boom.
late.
Takes a while to reboot. Good morning. It's Monday, January 8th. Boy, is it Monday.
Is it ever? It's one of them days.
15 seconds before time to go on. Boop.
Everything goes down.
That's awesome. Good job, Scooter. That was record time.
Hey, we're up.
You bet.
Just be happy we're up.
We are up and at 'em.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm going to adjust
Wow.
one of the cameras.
I could use some more Brewed Awakening coffee after that little round. How about
I
you?
know.
You haven't even started on yours, have
What are
you?
you talking about? I've been so nervous over here. Lights popping off. It's my second cup, man.
Bring the coffee pot while you're there, will you? Grab the coffee pot.
Might as well.
Might as well.
Setting.
All right, what's going
Brewed
on
Awakening
there?
coffee, folks. This is the way to drink coffee. Have your director engineer give you coffee while you're on the set. There you go.
Jerry, might as well. What the heck?
It's Monday, man.
It's Monday.
Just don't hit my lap, please. And I will say, Scooter is a professional at that right there. So
Well, I tell you.
he's been pouring my coffee for 10 years, never once hit my lap with it.
We're drinking Brewed Awakening coffee with 3 locations, as you heard in the introduction. Balmer Boulevard BRMC lobby, which is the hospital, and the 62 East Plaza out the Walmart. And I love Brewed Awakening coffee.
Oh, you bet. Especially on a Monday.
Like this one.
Yeah. When the breakers are popping,
Click, click, click.
we're just over here sipping coffee,
Scooter, my
watching Scooter.
computer went out. Scooter, the lights went out.
I'm like, well, no.
Oh, anyway.
It's going to be one of them days.
It's going to be one of them days. The morning prayer brought to you by Roller Funeral Homes of North Central Arkansas. Well, I'm just going to say all of Arkansas.
Yep.
They serve
pretty
all of
much.
Arkansas. Roller Funeral Homes, with all our respect. Give Scooter a minute to get that logo up there.
Yeah,
One
it's
of
been
them-
one of them
it's
days.
been one of
So
them
work
days.
with me. We got it.
And we got that logo up. Let's pause now for our morning prayer. Heavenly Father, even though I didn't tune in, there was another Hollywood award show on TV last night. And I don't understand, what is it about movie actors where several times a year they gather to tell each other how great they are? What about award shows for nurses in a hospital, or the firemen that rescue a human life from a fire? What about a policeman that put up with all kinds of issues? Then we have school teachers. What about them? Pastors and priests that minister 24/7. Basically, Lord, I'm tired of Hollywood's ego and their disrespect of our elected leaders. Lord, I pray today that you help Hollywood learn how to grow up. That's my prayer today. Amen.
Amen.
Morning prayer brought to you by Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas, with all our respect. What a great bunch of folks, Roller Funeral Homes.
I'm ready to have.
That's how service should be.
Yeah.
At Roller Funeral. That's first class service right there.
You don't stay in business that long doing a bad
and
job.
just fine family of funeral homes. I mean, what else can you say about Roller? Just fine group. And the weather brought to you by your local Sears store. Scooter, I've got a graphic here we could probably bring up before we hit the temperatures. Well, let's get the Sears logo on there first. We got to
Okay.
talk about Sears.
All
Your
right.
local hometown Sears store was in there last week. Got me a little impact driver. Those things are handy.
They are.
They're handy, yeah.
You're in that store every week.
I try to go by once a week just to see what else they've got. It's a nice, clean, well-organized, well-managed store. They've got, next thing's going to be a shop vac. I could get me another shop vac.
There you go.
Yeah.
So they got a variety of anything and everything you can think about.
Yeah, I need a 10 to 15 gallon shop vac, and I think Sears is going to have about the best.
Dale's over here. I wish Scott wouldn't talk so much. Sounds like a frog today.
I'm doing the same thing, dude. I'm doing the same thing. Visit your hometown Sears store. They've got what you need. If you don't think so, stop by. Appliances, tools.
Roll around toolboxes.
Yeah.
Put all your tools in.
And they're coming out with a newer line of mechanics tools. Of course, they have the boxed-in ratcheting style that flex. That's very useful. I wish I had those 40 years ago doing front-end alignments. But check out your hometown Sears store.
You
I bet they
betcha.
got what you need. Can we throw that graphic on there? This is from Weather Nation. This is winter weather alerts. And thank goodness Arkansas is not in there. As you can see, the southern tier of counties in Missouri that border Arkansas are in this all the way to St. Louis to Chicago, back up into Detroit. And it skips western Tennessee, and it's kind of funny that it's got Chattanooga, Knoxville, and parts of, well, where I've got kids over at Murfreesboro, Tennessee. That goes all the way down to Atlanta. You know, Atlanta's farther, a little bit farther south. Of course, they're in the southeast. But Atlanta's in this, but Little Rock's not. Nashville is just barely in it, but St. Louis, Kansas City, Springfield, right there on the verge of that. Let's take a look at these temps. I'm going to hit this other graphic here, Scott.
Let me get off of that one here. You got it.
37 degrees in Mountain Home, 38 at Harrison, 37 at Hardy. Mountain View checks in at 43, while it's 38 in Yellville, 43 at Marshall, Calico Rock at 37. Poplar Bluff, Missouri, 36. Branson at 37. West Plains at 36. In contrast, Watford City, North Dakota, 12.
There you go.
And the radar's interesting. Ready for that graphic?
Yep.
The shower activity, boy, wasn't that rain nice yesterday afternoon? Oh, man.
It's soupy out
I
there.
don't know. Actually, I went out, took my son out on the deer stand first thing in the morning, and it was sleeting early in the morning.
Yeah.
And then we had a little break in between, and then once the rain hit and the wind, and it's like, I forget this. It's not even, I don't want to have to go clean a deer in this.
Yesterday afternoon was sit by our fire with a good book or sit and do nothing, you know. You can see the shower activities exiting the state of Arkansas. I'm going to highlight the Little Rock stop right there. If that don't throw you off too bad, Scooter.
Nope, I got it.
We've got I-40 East. It should be affecting probably Highway 63 going to Jonesboro there. And you can see northwest Arkansas, north central Arkansas not affected. I-30 Little Rock to Texarkana not affected. I'm going back to that main one. But shower activity from the Gulf of Mexico, Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, as you can see, goes all the way up into New York and Pennsylvania.
Looks good.
Yep, we could use some more rain. I was
We're
glad
good right here at home.
it was sure nice listening to it thump on the roof last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We needed the rain. I'm glad we didn't get any ice or anything, accumulation as far as that goes.
And so I am picking, they have ended this. They're logged into Facebook to see what was going on, and it says breaking news 25 minutes ago, firefighters at Trump Tower in New York City for reported fire on the top floor.
Probably a heating unit went out.
I just hope that's all it was, yeah. So did you guys watch whatever award show that was on TV last night?
I didn't.
Absolutely not.
No,
No.
Have no interest in that.
I don't either. Crazy. Anyway,
That
we
went
need
well.
to take a break. Bob Recktenwald is back. A week ago was New Year's Day. 2 weeks ago was Christmas Day.
It's good to have him back.
So
It
now we
really,
get back
really
in
is.
regular schedule and talk about some sports.
I have a couple community events.
Well, let's
here.
get those in.
All right. January 8th, today, the Harrison High School Band will have their band booster meeting tonight from 6:30 to 7:30 at the band room. And for those wanting to start your Monday off and kind of chill out a little bit, you can go to the library in Mountain Home and do coloring at 10 o'clock. Today be a good day for color.
It would be.
Sure.
You like that coloring, Jerry.
I'm getting, man, I tell you, it's not as easy as what it sounds. I spent 4.5 hours on this one deal just coloring that dude. So, you got to plan it in your schedule.
You bet.
That's it for today.
Now it's time for a break, and we'll be right back.
Why would I recommend Hospice of the Ozarks? Because I know the people that work there, I know their hearts, and I know that their desire is to help people with the suffering and the anxiety and the things that can come with either terminal diagnosis or a terminal condition. We want them to have a peace of heart and to have a comfort and to know that someone's there to help them through that so they can enjoy the time that they have.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detail services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
Hi, I'm Ricky with Arch Trash Pickup. If anybody needs trash service in the area, please give us a call. Arch Trash Service is veteran owned, and I've been in the local area resident for over 20 years. I'll provide a better service than the other guys, and even provide front door service trash pickup for those that aren't able to take their trash to the curb. We'll also pick up almost anything and even provide free recycling. I am Ricky with Arch Trash Pickup, and please give me a call for all your trash service needs.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment, their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
If you want the best breakfast or lunch in the Twin Lakes area, then you've got to come to the Old Time Restaurant. Voted the best breakfast and lunch for 2011, the Old Time Restaurant not only gives you the Southern hospitality right when you walk in the door, they also offer scrumptious breakfast options to curb that early morning appetite. Or stop in later in the day for a tasty sandwich, salad, or a daily special. If a sweet tooth is your guilty pleasure, you can't go wrong with the Pie Lady cooking out over 30 different types of pies. That's the Old Time Restaurant located on the square in Mountain Home.
And we still have power.
We're still going. That's a good
And it's
sign.
still Monday. We want to welcome Bob Recktenwald back to the set, and it's good to have Bob back after the holiday season and other things that have transpired that were not good, but we're so happy that Bob's back. I'm going to talk some sports today, Bob.
Dang near died.
What'd you do that for?
That's just the way it was. Glad to have you back.
Feel like I am dead, but I'm glad to be
Walking
back.
Dead.
Walking dead. Boys, I don't know where to start. We haven't talked sports in so long, I don't even know what's happening, hardly.
Well, isn't there like a football game tonight on TV?
Ain't worth talking about.
Like being played in Atlanta, Georgia?
Alabama and Georgia, it's not worth talking about.
Are those the two champions? What about UCF?
You know,
I think he's got a bona fide claim there. I just happened to have this pulled up. We are on the map, unbeaten. UCF, University of Central Florida, stakes claim to football national championship. They're the only, they've got a 13-0 record, plus a Peach Bowl victory.
and?
Did they play Auburn? Did they beat Auburn? Who
Well, if they're 13-0, they beat
everybody.
I don't know that they played Auburn, though.
I'd like to see that schedule. I'm reading through here.
You know, we talked the other day when I come by just to visit a minute about how true is this determination of national championship.
I mean,
how can it be? You know, at least in basketball, you've got March Madness and you come through 64 or 65 teams to end up with the winner of the big tournament.
Yeah.
Until football does something like that, this national championship thing really doesn't mean much.
And it's two SEC teams.
Well, who knows? It's a group of 4 or 5 ADs that get together and say, okay, my team's this and that team's that. You know, and that's how they come up with the first round of playoffs. And then it's winner take all. So you can't argue with the tournament basis, but the argument is, how do you get there in the first place? And why? You know, how many bowl games are there between the last regular season game and tonight?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Is there not some way that those could be used, those bowl games could be used to have a true football tournament?
Yeah, looky here. They beat Auburn 34. They beat Auburn in the Peach Bowl. UCF, ranked number 10, played number 7 Auburn 34-27 on January 1st. They beat South Florida, Connecticut, East Carolina, Austin, Prey, Memphis, Maryland, Memphis again. Memphis, what did it have? That's listed twice.
Georgia Tech?
Yeah. Navy?
Well, they show they played Memphis twice and beat them by 2 different scores.
Yeah, 62-51, 12-2, and 9:30 of 17. That was an overtime score, 62-55 on the 2nd of December of 17, and then on September 30th of 17, 40-13.
I don't much see any reason why they'd play twice.
I don't either. They were both ranked number 19 and number 10 and whatever. Let's go to standings.
You know, they'll base everything on strength of schedule, I'm sure. I mean,
True.
That's their argument. But
yeah. Anyway, I don't know. Georgia and Alabama in the collegiate Super Bowl tonight.
I will tell you this, though. The Mountain Home boys, the Bombers, have won 5 out of their last 6 ball games.
Basketball?
Basketball.
Ooh, that's good.
They pulled off a big win against Bologna. You know, they're in the new blended 5A, 6A Division II conference, and this is the first year for that. They pulled it off pretty good. They're 2-0 in conference. They're 7-9 in overall, but it was pretty good. They're running 5 out of 6 wins. That's pretty good. The girls, however, are 0-2 in conference and 7-9 overall. They're struggling a little bit this year. Normally it's the other way around. They're struggling a little bit this year. I know there's a parents' meeting for the potential baseball players tonight at 7.
For the Bombers?
Right, at the hangar. Which means softball's right around the corner, so we'll be
getting that cranked up, won't we? Do you know the first day on that?
Don't know yet. I heard there's going to be some kind of a jamboree type thing in February, but who knows? I don't know for sure. We'll get a hold of some of the coaches and get us some schedules going and get some of the coaches come in and visit, and we'll start talking it up. Scooter, I saw that you spent some time at the FFA rodeo up at Cowboy Church.
I did.
Over the weekend. I saw
but
some
I'm
video.
not Scooter.
I'm sorry.
Jerry.
Yep, took video and everything. If you want to check it out, go on Mountain Home FFA, and I saw where they posted my video. So very cool. I was
watched
impressed,
as you were posting. Somebody was posting them on Facebook, and I was watching them over the weekend. Like I told Scooter over on the other side, if I'd have felt a little bit better this weekend, I'd probably made a few trips and caught some of the wrestling up in Ozark and come by and saw some of that. But you know, I went down on the 15th of December, and I'm still not 100%.
Yeah.
It's just
it's good to have you back, though.
So I'm glad to be back.
Get back in a regular schedule.
Tell me about this youth wrestling tournament up in Ozark.
It was an awesome tournament. I'll be honest with you. It was probably one of the toughest tournaments we will face as far as direct competitors.
How many kids did you take?
We took 11 down. And there was probably, I'm guessing, 500 kids at the tournament. And it's funny because Ozark's a small area,
right?
Small school, running 2 gyms, and they get some of the top names. Now, they've been doing this like their 30th annual tournament.
Oh, my.
And a lot of our kids that were more experienced, the tournament director put them in custom brackets where they're facing other kids that are state placers and top competitors, and it was really cool to compete at that level and to see our kids that actually compete. Austin was one of them that they put in. He had 8-man double elimination bracket. Every single one of them were state placers from somewhere, Missouri, Oklahoma, whatever. And it was cool to just see them battle it out because it boiled down to maybe a 1 or 2 point difference at the end of the tournament or at the end of a match. And it was really cool to see them compete at that level, knowing that nobody's going to run away with it. It's going to be about maybe making one little mistake or maybe making one little thing, and those are the tournaments that you actually grow from.
And this is the Mountain Home Flyers.
Yes.
Overall, how many wrestlers does Flyers have this year? Are you up, down, or stable?
We're about stable. We've got about 30 on our team right now. Some of them aren't competing, and that's fine. But we usually have anywhere from 22, right around 22, I think, that are actually competing and that will go out and compete.
And when will their season end?
Our state here in Arkansas is the first weekend in February, and then we'll have a couple Missouri tournaments that we'll do after that, and then the regular season will end, and then we'll be training for the nationals, and there will only be a handful that will probably continue on for that. I think about 4 maybe, and that's not until April though.
April.
Yep.
We have some high school wrestling coming up.
Yep.
Wrestling tournament on the 27th?
Well, the 27th is a dual conference that we're actually hosting here in Mountain Home.
January 11th is wrestling meets here. January 11th is Mountain Home, Jonesboro, Sheridan, and Benton at 5 o'clock.
Jonesboro.
Oh, that's at Jonesboro.
At Jonesboro.
Yeah.
That's at Jonesboro.
Yeah, that's the only home meet we've got left is going to be the dual conference. And to be able to host that is a major feat for us. We're excited for that. We really are. It should be a good tournament.
How many kids is a good, do you need more kids, or is this a comfortable when you've got 30? Didn't it one time you have around 56?
On the youth level, this is where we're comfortable right now. But this is not where we want to be. We want to be growing. We want to have more, and we do, but it comes with things like we need another mat, and we've got to raise money for a mat. We've got to have space to train
there, right?
Yes.
It's about $10,000 for the mat.
You're exactly right. And we've got to have that space in order to have the room for them to train, and them to work out, the way they need to. So that's our main goal on the youth level right now, is to try to look at getting another mat where we can expand even next year and keep growing the program the way it's going. But I'm really tickled pink with the way our youth program is going. We've got some great coaches, and it's just been an outstanding season with our coaches and everything. It's just been great.
You go back to local basketball. Mountain Home had some games scheduled tomorrow night, Tuesday against Mountain View Liberty. Those games have been canceled, so no one needs to show up to watch those. The Mountain Home swim team come in 3rd and 5th at Little Rock Central meet. Norfolk and Flippin will meet at Driftwood Lanes tonight to bowl. And if you've never been to a high school bowling match, you ought to just take the time to go down and check it out. It's a little bit different. You ever seen one?
No. I have not.
It's a little bit different.
Why is that?
They have a team, and there's a game called a Baker game, and you bowl one ball.
Really?
And then the guy picks it up, and it just keeps rotating like that. And it plays out. Now you'll have an individual game, and then you'll have a Baker game. And very well. And I'll tell you, Norfolk has a very, very good bowling program. I think they've won 2 out of 3 state tournaments this year, or since they've had bowling, and it's a little bit different for them. But if you've never watched high school bowling, check it out. Driftwood Lanes be flipping in Norfolk.
It'd be fun. Scooter, it's 7:30. We need to take a break, don't we? Try to
Quick
get back on
break.
schedule after throwing every breaker in the building.
It happens.
What a Monday! What a Monday!
It happens. It happens.
We'll be right back.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
They said, I'm not ready to move. I'm not ready for such a change. I'm not ready to give up my independence. Then, after receiving a lot of love and encouragement, they moved to the Good Samaritan Society. They said, I should have done it years ago.
Senior care and services from the Good Samaritan Society.
With a large showroom of over 13,000 square feet, the Furniture Depot is your local choice for quality name brand furniture at prices anyone can afford. They carry a great selection of catnapper recliners, power recliners with lumbar support, and lift chairs. Check out Furniture Depot's variety of living room and dining room sets in various styles and designs. And don't forget about their mattress gallery featuring Serta, Symbol mattresses, and adjustable beds. Family owned and operated, that's Furniture Depot, located in the Ozark Shopping Center in Mountain Home.
You've tried medications just cover up the pain, and you've tried dieting to help lose weight. Before you try something drastic like surgery to get rid of the numbness and tingling, why don't you try a better approach to health? Hi, I'm Dr. Charles Osgood, and at Mountain Home Family Chiropractic, we heal the whole person the natural way.
At Mountain Home Family Chiropractic, we take a hands-on approach to chiropractic care, massage therapy, and nutritional counseling. Our 20 years of service has led to successful results.
When I come in to see Dr. Osgood, sometimes after one adjustment, I have immediate relief. Sometimes it takes 4 or 5 adjustments.
I recommend Mountain Home Family Chiropractic because it really works and keeps me pain-free.
Mountain Home Family Chiropractic supports the community by donating to Mountain Home Food Basket and the Lions Club. Request an appointment with us today at Mountain Home Family Chiropractic. Excellence for your body and frame alignment.
Coming in 2000.
It is 7:33 on this Monday, January 8th, visiting with Bob Recktenwald, talking some sports, along with Scooter Callis and Jerry Hogan. And I know that the Mountain Home Youth Baseball registrations is normally the first and second weekend of February. I don't know if that has changed, but that gets the Mountain Home Youth Baseball program going. We've got another World Series coming in August.
Don't they do their sign-ups in conjunction with the youth center when
yes.
they do their?
Yes.
That's the first weekend in February.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know if Ozark Football Association will participate in that this year or not. It really wasn't a big gathering for them last year. I don't know if they'll still do it or not.
How many of the on the football program? How many carry over year to year? That should be about 90% or more, right? Of the players from this year will carry over, unless they graduate up.
This was my first year to be with Ozark football, so I don't know. I don't know a good number to tell you on that. I know history. We would carry 80 to 90% over.
Mm-hmm. Well, now in that program, now I'm head football coach along with AD. What grade starts for the?
For school?
Yeah, for
7.
the youth football. Third grade? Third grade. Okay. Yeah. Are we carrying through the program that Mountain Home Bomber football wants to have all the way, I don't want to say down to third grade, but starting at third grade using the same techniques and the same coaching strategies?
Well, that would be
all the way through?
That would be in a perfect world, yeah. But when you've got volunteer coaches and volunteer parents that are helping you do things, you don't always get that. Mm. You know, we would love for that to happen. You know, as somebody that spends a lot of time sitting in the press box on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, I'd love to see it because it would make things better. But I will tell you that with the volunteers that we have, it just doesn't happen. It's not going to. Dad thinks that he knows what's best for his players, and that's what Dad's going to coach. We would love, and I'm speaking as somebody that's a member of the Ozark Football Association, I would love to see from Coach Maddox all the way down to Coach Pinka to get involved in that program a little bit more, to where you've got more input from those coaches to maybe encourage those dads that are volunteering for them, to make them understand why that's a good thing.
And I have to agree 100%.
Don't you coach in that league?
Yeah. Well, I did. I'm on the board now, along with Bob. Last year was probably the first year I didn't actually coach in it, being I moved over to the board. And he's exactly right. The idea, and I don't care what sport you're looking at, whether it be football or the wrestling, is to build them step by step as they're going up that ladder. You know, my job on youth wrestling would be to feed the high school team. So the kids benefit by me working the high school routines with them prior to them stepping over to that side. And that way the coach knows, hey, I can take them from here, grow them up from here. They're already familiar with what's going on. And the same thing with football. You know, we should be stair-stepping them up. You know, we're building them to move on to 7th grade football in Pinka, and Pinka's building them to move them on to 8th grade, 9th grade, and then high school. But it should be a stair-step where everybody's working together to where they make the transitions easy for the kids, where they can build and grow on each step as it goes.
Well, you know, when I was helping coach in baseball years ago, we'd be out there on the t-ball field. And, of course, you know, you've got the players are different heights. You could have a tall person, you could have a shorter person, but they would pitch. I think back then we were doing 35, 36 miles an hour on a pitching machine, and then if they couldn't hit, they got the tee to hit the ball. But we would teach them, okay, you've got to see where the height of the ball is coming in the strike zone. And I'd have kids that didn't know how to stand at the plate. So I'd ask them for time. I say, okay, I want your left foot here, I want your right foot here, and that ball's coming in right here where you swing the bat. That was a pretty successful philosophy in trying to teach them, watch the ball and adjust your stance in the box accordingly to how the pitch is coming in. Now, of course, once you get with the pitcher on the mound, it's totally different because, you know, there's some control factors here. You know,
or lack of.
Or the lack
of, yeah.
I've seen a lot of that. You know, and that's something else in younger pitching is developing your pitchers at a young age.
Well, I spent a lot of time being the president of the girls' softball league here in town. And everybody wanted us to go to fast pitch. Well, first of all, I didn't know anything about fast pitch softball. So we were slow pitch. So in a compromise, I said, okay, how about if we become a fast pitch league, but let's take the deciding factor out of it. Let's take the pitcher out of it. Let's make an equalizer and call it a machine. You drop the ball, the pitcher drops the ball in, she's a live player. Same pitch comes out every time, right? So we did that for 4 or 5 years, and that was as Mountain Home was developing their fast pitch league,
right,
in school. That turned out pretty well because now you've got everybody is equal.
Yeah.
It's not the team that's got the best pitcher wins.
So you're using a pitching machine for a while?
So we did it for 3 or 4 years.
What was the speed of your pitch?
I don't know. Whatever they had to set it at. I really don't know.
Yeah.
But it was set by the umpire.
Yeah.
And wherever they liked it, and that's where it went. And it was set for the same for both teams. And now all of a sudden it levels the playing field out quite a bit. And it's no longer he who has the best pitcher wins. So, back to the football side of it, if we as Ozark Football Association could come up with a modified, simplified playbook that we could start to 3rd and 4th grade and keep it to 5th and 6th, that's worked on not only with the OFA but along with the coaches from the high school, from Coach Pinka all the way up to Coach Maddox. I'd love to implement that. I don't know if the rest of the board would go along with that, but I think that would be the best way to implement the Bomber program.
And what about noticing natural talent? You got kids out there that could run from here to Gassville and not take a second breath.
Yeah.
And you got kids that are going to be a natural quarterback.
Let me tell you something about natural talent.
Yeah.
What is there today is not tomorrow.
Yep.
Say that again.
The talent that is there today will not be there tomorrow.
No.
What I mean by that is kids change. And as their bodies grow and their bodies develop, they may be superstars today in football. And by the time they're a junior in high school, it's not there anymore. There may be a basketball player. There may be a baseball player. They could still be a football stud. But it doesn't necessarily mean that the kid that's really good in pee-wee football or little league football doesn't really mean they're going to be real good at high school.
What about a 7th, 8th, or 9th grader? What do you got? That's more January 1st confetti.
The problem that you've got with the 7th and 8th grade is the number of players that are lost in the program when they make the move from 6th grade to 7th grade. You're going to lose 20%. I just don't want to get hurt. I don't want to play. I don't want to practice after school, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And then when they go from the 7th grade to the 8th grade, you're going to lose another 25%. You know, you go back several years and look at how many kids that were put in the 7th grade program from Mountain Home Youth Football and count those same 7th graders that went in that year. How many of them graduated as 12th graders playing football? I bet it's 20% or less. And that's not just football. That's what's going on with all the sports. Why is that? I don't know. $64,000 question.
It is. Some of it could be economics. Maybe the kids need to work after school, work 5 or 6 hours after school, and then
Guarantee you
get homework done. You know, pay the insurance on the car.
Yep.
Help with the car payment. Stuff
Have
like
a
that.
car. To be able to have a car.
Yeah. It's not cheap.
So.
Yeah. No, I remember when our high school days, I pulled in a service station. I needed 2 gallons of gas. Literally, I had $1.25 in my pocket, and it got me 2 gallons. Nowadays, you can't do that. It was 55 cents a gallon.
No, that's true. No. What's going to make it change?
Yeah. I mean, there's no immediate answer to that, you know.
You know, and you've got to look at how many kids, how many athletes does Mountain Home put out on scholarship to college?
In sports?
In sports.
I don't know. How many?
That was a question. Now, there are plenty of scholarships out there that people don't take because they don't know they're there for sports.
There again, it's a commitment. Sports is not just, hey, I want to play football. I want to play basketball. I'm going
to bowl.
I'm going to bowl. It's a commitment.
Yeah.
You know.
I want to be on the bowling team. Well, that's great. We're glad you do. But guess what? You need to practice.
You know, if you had 40 members in the choir and 35 say we don't want to sing anymore, now you're down to a chorus or a quartet, or, you know, you're just down to nothing. Same thing. I mean, you can't let your team down. You make that commitment, you got to be on the team.
Yep.
You want to take a break?
Take a quick break. We'll be right back.
And the breakers are still...
Coming in 2018, DHF Archery Range, brought to you by DeerHunterFan.com TV and Steadyform. This 10,000 square foot indoor climate-controlled archery range will feature 3D targets, 3D pop-up, and state-of-the-art video shooting. DHF Archery Range will be open to the public and available for all ages. It's a great facility for hunters and archers alike and located in the center of the Ozarks in beautiful Bull Shoals, Arkansas. That's DHF Archery Range, coming in 2018. Keep on the lookout for more details and their grand opening announcement soon.
Life is too short to wear boring clothes. Welcome to Shabby to Chic Salon and Boutique, where we carry the latest trends and fashions and accessories at prices anyone can enjoy. Feel beautiful while looking fabulous with a large range of fashions that fits anyone's sense of style. You're sure to discover something unique and new at every visit. Shabby to Chic also features 12 professional stylists, aesthetics by Amy J, a nail technician, and 4 tanning beds. Excite your style at Shabby to Chic Salon and Boutique in Mountain Home.
More than just propane, Reeves Propane provides you full-service propane delivery as well as tank and piping installation. We are your dependable choice, offering the very best in personal service with on-time deliveries and competitive prices. Reeves Propane also sells and installs tankless water heaters and appliances and can even convert your gas cook stove to liquid propane. So no need to fuss and cuss about bad service. Call us at Reeves Propane. We greatly appreciate your business and God bless.
Hello, I'm Charles Ferguson. Here at Mountain View Chevrolet, we still do business the old-fashioned way with honesty and integrity. And we have a good inventory of new Chevy cars, trucks, and SUVs from large to small. Our service department has all GM certified technicians, and our friendly salespeople are ready and eager to fit a car truck to your needs in a price range you can afford. We also have a lot full of pre-owned cars and trucks, program and new car trade-ins to choose from. So come see us at Mountain View Chevrolet.
Why would I recommend Hospice of the Ozarks? Because I know the people that work there, I know their hearts, and I know that their desire is to help people with the suffering and the anxiety and the things that can come with either terminal diagnosis or a terminal condition. We want them to have a peace of heart and to have a comfort and to know that someone's there to help them through that so they can enjoy the time that they have.
Have you ever noticed?
It is 7:47 on this Monday, January 8th. It's good to have Bob Recktenwald back after the holiday season and a little bit of illness, and so glad he's doing better. How can we encourage young people to be involved in a sport? Choose one, pick one, play one, whether it be tennis, swimming, basketball, football, whatever.
I don't think you need to pick one.
What would you do? Would you pick two sports?
I believe that being a multi-sport athlete is what the colleges are looking for.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
I've read more and more about that, and I believe that they look for somebody that's more diversified than
wrestling and football go together pretty good, because haven't you said that coaches before, when they need front linemen, that the wrestling is very beneficial?
No, by far. By far.
Oh yeah, the agility is just way better for
Yep.
somebody that's been.
I grew up in a town, Oklahoma, and to play football, you were required to wrestle, period.
Really?
They didn't give you that option. They worked hand in hand. You wanted to play football, and the season was over, you wrestled. That's just how it worked.
And it was similar to that here, believe it or not, Dale. When we played ball here, if you didn't have a secondary sport after your football, they found you one.
Yeah.
And if you didn't have a job in the summertime, they found you one. And if you weren't quick to get one, you baled hay.
Yeah, which you've done too, haven't you?
I've done some of that too, yeah. Yeah.
So what about cross country or track in conjunction with, say, basketball and or football? Because with basketball, how many trips up and down the court, and then the agility to be able to run 100 yards on the football field.
You know,
at full throttle.
I think the football coach Mountain Home has right now, and I'll get him in here and he can tell us himself. I believe he is a firm believer in a dual sport athlete.
Yeah.
Now, as far as the basketball coach goes, I don't think he's got a problem with his kids wrestling but of course, it's hard to wrestle and play basketball.
Yeah, two sports
They just mix like oil and water. They just
the timing.
Yeah, it's just the timing thing.
Yeah. They're going about the same time. Your tournament's going to be running the same times. That's
so the timing factor there is not right.
But to answer your question, in my opinion, it's more of not what do you do or how do you encourage the athlete. It's what do you do and how do you encourage the parents.
Yeah.
How do you get the parents to let little Tommy do more than just football or more than just baseball? Or how do you increase their desire to support their children when they're trying to do more than one thing?
Well, a lot of it there again is the job economic factor.
It could be finance.
You know, if both mom and dad work 8 to 5, it's a little bit easier. If they own their own business, it's even easier because you can leave the business with one of your employees. Say, well, we've got to go to Jonesboro tonight, or we've got to go to Siloam Springs or Harrison, wherever it may be. But I know, in the days when I didn't get off till 5:15 or 5:30, and the game started at 5:30, and I was scoring the game or helping coach the game, it was like drive like a madman to get through town to get to ball fields.
Right. But it's just like anything else. if the parents believe, they'll achieve. If the player believes, they'll achieve.
Yeah.
If they want it bad enough, they'll
get
get it done.
yeah.
They'll figure out a way to
figure out a way.
And here's the thing. A lot of parents, hey, I want my kid to focus on this, and I want this to be their main sport, and I want them to focus. But as experience on the coaching side, and I think Bob would agree with this, you can burn out a child if that's all they're doing is the same thing over and over. We ran wrestling, youth wrestling, one summer, all summer long, went straight into the season. We did it as an idea that we could give the kids something to do during the summer, this and that. Halfway through the season, you were seeing some kids getting burned out.
Yep.
And they've got to walk away and come back.
Yep.
There's got to be that excitement to start that new season. There's got to be that, but you want to keep them active. And that's where multi-sport athletes come into play. They're staying active, but they're able to leave one sport and get that excitement to come back.
Who was years ago, 30 years ago, Kansas City Royals, big gun, Brent, somebody, can't remember his name.
He's talking baseball.
Baseball.
Third baseman,
Yeah.
Brett, the pine tar
Yeah,
incident.
he burned out. When he got done with baseball, he walked away. He says, I am burned out. He says, all I've been doing since I was 5 years old is baseball, and he burned out. So it can happen as an adult. I don't even think he's gone back to a press box to do any announcing. A lot of them will do that. But I think once he walked away, he walked away.
Well, and you look at Texas. You lived in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
They've got youth football year round.
Really?
Yeah. They've got youth baseball year round. I've got
didn't know that.
I've got a young man that used to work for me, and I've watched him grow up. He grew up with my younger brother, and he coaches youth baseball in Texas year round. And I said, what about a youth football program? Doesn't your son want to play football? I said, well, if he does, he hasn't ever told me. But they start out with a fall league tackle. Then they go to an indoor. In the wintertime, they go indoor tackle. And then they go flag in the spring. And they go flag 7-on-7 in the summer. But they go year-round football in youth.
What do you think about some of the arena football? Does that help the quarterback? Does that give him more? I think back of Kurt Warner when he was Rams. Let's see, he was Rams at St. Louis, and they won that Super Bowl 17 years ago against Tennessee.
You ever watched arena football?
Just a little bit on TV.
You never been?
No.
I wish they still had a Little Rock. We'd make a trip because it's a blast to watch. There's no money in it.
No.
So therefore the guys that play it, they don't care that much about it.
But he said because of being able to, you had a smaller area to have to throw the football. Like if we were trying to throw between the two things over yonder, he said because he had to be more precise, it made him a better quarterback. Now, whether he be a Hall of Famer, which I doubt, but
Yeah, you don't know.
Don't
know. Arkansas Razorbacks have lost 2 of the last 2.
Oops.
Don't look for them to be in the top 25 after today. I think they'll drop out. They're 22 right now. I think they'll drop out.
Let me pull that up while you continue to talk.
Razorback ladies they've lost their last 2 of 2, which is not good. So
Arkansas Razorback basketball.
Right now.
Here we go. Saturday, 1:13. That will be at 5 o'clock. They play Mizzou.
They play LSU Wednesday.
Yeah, LSU. Right now they're ranked 22nd, it says here. So you think that'll fall?
Rankings come out at noon today, so I think that'll fall right out of there.
So who'd they lose to?
They lost to Auburn.
Yep, right here, 88-77. There it is right there.
And they lost to Mississippi State. The Mississippi State game was pretty close. I think it was like 78-75.
There it is. You're right. On the 2nd of January.
We could not hit nothing.
Really?
Yeah, it was terrible.
Wednesday at 8 o'clock, Arkansas plays, it looks like that's a home game. And then the 13th, they play Missouri at home.
So there's a half chance they'll pick up a couple wins in the next few days, but it's going to be.
But they've been on a pretty good run.
Yeah, but dang, you got to win them tight ones too.
No, I know. Yeah, I hear you.
All right, guys. Tonight, 7 o'clock, Alabama and Georgia.
Who are you picking?
I'm not.
Jerry?
Roll Tide.
Ooh. Scooter?
I'm not picking.
He wants to see Saberhagen get a raise in his paycheck, huh?
Not really. I could care less about Alabama. That's who I'm picking.
Really?
That's who will win it. In my opinion, that's who's going to win it.
Scooter?
I guess I'll go with Alabama.
If my grandson in Pelham, Alabama, is watching this show like he normally does on a Monday morning, Grandpa's going to Roll Tide.
Oh, yeah.
Safe bet.
Well, they're going in, what, ranked number 4, and Georgia was ranked, what, 2? 2 or 3?
Like I said earlier, those rankings don't mean
Throw it out the window tonight.
Yep, rankings are over.
Yep.
So you going with Georgia then?
I don't know.
Well, you've got about 2 minutes to let us know.
Yeah,
3 minutes and 35 seconds. I don't know. Okay, I'll go with Georgia. Okay. Yeah.
I was waiting for Dale to say, I'll get back tomorrow with you.
Yeah, get back tomorrow.
I'll let you know tomorrow what we're going to
do. I guarantee you there'll be more people watching that than watch that silly whatever that show was for the actors last night.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even watch
I cannot believe that NBC News during the newscast, that like their 5:30 news, had somebody live on the scene at some Hollywood. Anyway, and what about that catch Tennessee made against Kansas City? Did you
didn't watch it.
I didn't either. Just happened to see the highlight. What happened was Tennessee's quarterback threw a pass. Kansas City's guy got it at the end zone and took his hand and swatted the football, and the quarterback was running to the left. Well, it swatted it to the point where he just reached up and catched it, and he actually just stretched it out.
Oh, I did see that.
Over the plane of the goal line.
Yep, I did see
and the umpire's right there, and they win it. I mean, literally, he threw the ball, ran, Kansas City deflected it, and it just kind of fell in his hands. And like this microphone stand.
Yeah, but that wasn't at the end of the game, though. So Kansas City had plenty of time to kind of come back and beat.
I'm surprised they didn't.
But yeah, it's
we're going to have to send some tear wiping towels to Brad Hallworth at KTLO. He's a big Chiefs fan.
We've got about 2 minutes before we got to go off the air, and my time out while I was laid up in the hospital and then sitting at home. Folks, if you're watching this show Monday through Friday from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock, and you see these commercials for these companies that are out there advertising, let them know that you see this on television. You've got 2 opportunities to see it. You see it in the morning at 7. You see it in the afternoon at, what, 5?
5 o'clock, yep.
It's played again at 5. Let them know that you're watching this show and you're seeing their commercials, because that's what's going to keep this thing rolling. Jerry does a good job out there talking to these folks and getting them to advertise. They just don't know if they're getting any bang for their buck until they hear back that somebody's actually watching. And some of the visitors.
Thank the Reynolds Media family for welcoming us over to TV from the radio gig, and the money stays local.
Some of the folks that come by to see me while I was out, we were talking about the show and stuff, and we'd advertise on that, but how do we know that anybody watches? Well, we need folks that are out there to mention, hey, we saw that commercial we saw the Sears supporting the weather.
We'll go by Sears and tell them.
Anyway, probably not
Jim
my
Brown
place
Company
to say that,
something.
but I just thought I'd throw that out there.
Thank you.
No, that's great.
A lot of them watching on Facebook, I noticed, talking to people about
Yeah, we get a lot of online viewers right now.
Do we?
I like that.
Yeah, good. About 25 seconds. Well, this is the first full week of January 2018 with no holidays. Of course, Monday's a holiday. Coming up a week from today is already another holiday. It'll be Martin Luther King
But we'll
Day.
be here.
We'll be here. We'll be talking more sports with Bob Recktenwald next Monday. And
good to have you back, brother.
Yeah, it is.
I'm glad to be back.
The big question, where's the donuts? There's an inside joke there nobody knows about.
Donuts
we better wrap
equal
it up.
love.
Have a great Monday, everybody. See you tomorrow.
See ya.